Hello and welcome to this introduction to the Pagekit beta version. I have installed the Pagekit package on my local server, including some demo content, which is why we already see something here in the front end. Let's have a look at the backend. The first thing you see here is the dashboard. The dashboard gives you an overview over your site, and it's really easy to customize to your own preferences. Up here in the top left corner, you find the main menu. You see here the link to the dashboard. You find the site area where you manage your site's content and menu structure. There's a user manager where you can manage your users and permissions. Pagekit comes with a simple blog, and there's a built-in marketplace to install more themes and extensions for your site. In the system area, you manage your system settings, and you can, for example, enable the extensions and themes that you've installed from the marketplace. Let's have a look at the site area. This is what we call the site tree. This is the main interface where you manage both your menu structure and the content of your static pages. We see here that we have a main menu, which already has two items assigned to it, a static page and a link to the installed blog extension. Let's create another page. Let's put in a title and some dummy content. And let's have a quick look at the editor. So right here, this acts as an HTML editor, but if we want, we can also switch it to be a Markdown editor. So now I can use Markdown syntax to write my content. And if we want, we can have a live preview of our Markdown. We can even switch to a full screen view where we see a side-by-side view of our content and the rendered preview. Now let's use the toolbar up here to insert an image. I can select an image from my storage. The editor will automatically update the Markdown for us, and we see a live preview of the image on here on the right. So let's close this full screen view and save our page. I can now move the new page around to another position in our menu, and I could even arrange it below a parent element, but I don't really want to do that, so I'll leave it on the top level. Let's check out the front end. I hit refresh, and we see that there's a new menu item up here. Now, next to the pages section, we can also manage widgets. Widgets are small pieces of content that are published in certain positions that are defined by our theme. For example, here we see that there's one widget published in the hero position. This is a text widget, which is why you see the same editor that you saw in the page interface. We could also enable Markdown here, but we'll leave the HTML for now. There's a theme tab where you can change settings for this widget that are defined by the theme. And we can change the visibility of our widget. Right now, the widget is only displayed on the home page. Let's make sure it also appears on the page that we created just now. And when I refresh, then we see that we now have the widget appear up here in the hero position. But there's no background image. Let's change that. We go to the page that we created before. And also here you find a theme tab. This theme defines a hero image that is attached to a page. So let's select one here. There we go. That looks nice. Now, besides pages and widgets, we can also manage our storage here in the site area, and we can change settings for a site. General settings, theme settings, some code fragments that we can enter, and for example, enable the maintenance mode. Let's move on to the next section, the user manager. Here we see all users that are registered on our site. We can also manage permissions. For that, let's have a look at the roles that are currently created here. A role defines which permissions any user that belongs to this role have. Let's make this easier to understand by creating a new role. I call this editor. So everyone who's an editor should be able to manage the storage of our site. They should also be able to access the admin area in general. And they should be allowed to do everything inside the blog extension. We can go to any user and make sure that that user belongs to the editor role. So the next time she logs in, Pagekit will make sure that she can only do the things that we defined in the role. You can find a good overview of all roles and all the permissions that are attached to those roles in the Permissions tab. Let's have a quick look at the blog extension. In the blog, you can create blog posts, both in HTML or Markdown. Users can comment on your posts. If you don't need the blog, you can just disable it. In the system settings, you find various settings for your Pagekit installation and also the possibility to update Pagekit right from your browser. So this is the Pagekit beta version. Just grab the package and give it a try.